Enjoy your vaso de leche.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vaso de Leche. I am your host, Leche, and today I have a very special guest, the one and only Bobby Knox, a.k.a. the Everyday Gentleman.
How's it going? How's it going, bud?
It's going really well. It's going well. We're actually on location, so we're not in the box in DTLE. We're in location in this nice, beautiful area that you have for us.
In the studio.
He's provided, in the Everyday Gentleman studio. He's provided with the whiskey.
Yes, sir.
The little stogie. And we're going to get into his story and why he's so fucking amazing. So, talk to us. Oh, actually.
You embellish too much, man.
Not at all. Not at all. Come on. They're going to find out in a minute, so don't even trip. So, I've known you since, what, 2000? 2000 something?
A long time. What I remember is, it's funny, that's how I associate us meeting. I think it was around the time that the Fast and the Furious movie came out, the first one, right? Around that time.
So that was when was that?
A long time ago.
I was going to try to fact check it. Oh, when was that? Early 2000s.
IMDb right now real quick. IMDb.
Early 2000s. That's when we met. Robert is actually my insurance guy, State Farm. He's a State Farm insurance guy. Mm-hmm. He's Jake. He's my Jake. So
a little lighter colored skin.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's okay to say.
You can say whatever you want. I call him, he was my model. He's been my model. And out of all my models, I had a light roast, a medium roast, and he was my dark roast.
Dark roast.
So you see, I can say that. You can say that. It's all
there
good.
Go. I'm fine with it.
So, So he's been I've been through his journey from him being working selling insurance to become an agent to be owning your own business for over 10 years, I believe, right now, right?
Yeah, so I think about 13 years.
13 years, yeah. Killing the game. And not only that, him and I have both talked about creating this YouTube channel, but he was the only one that did action. Like he actually has his channel called The Everyday Gentleman. And why don't you tell us about Everyday Gentleman? Like what can the people find there?
So Everyday Gentleman, honestly, at this point, it's kind of evolved. I think I guess I'll give you a little bit of background on the name, and I will kind of explain what the channel is all about. So I consider myself an everyday guy, right? I watch a lot of YouTube, and I would watch a lot of like men's lifestyle channels. And not everybody is like this, especially now that you see more channels out there. But you see a lot of these guys, and a lot of them are, really fit, six packs, really good-looking guys you would consider like a model.
So you see my channel is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, look who I'm next to. But, and I look at them and I'm like, that's great. That's awesome. There's people out there that obviously that's attractive because that's why you see those guys on covers and shoots and all that. But that's not most guys, right? Most guys have a little bit of an extra belly. They've got the dad bod, whatever it is. So I was like, okay, I'm an everyday guy, but I still like to look good. I still like to smell good. I'm still into certain things. So that's where everyday came from. And then the gentleman thing to me is just a guy that knows a lot not knows a lot, but knows a little bit about a lot of things. Okay. You know what I mean? One of the things that my wife always tells me, and by the way, she's the one that really pushed me to start this channel, so I owe a lot of it to her.
Let's give her a little shout. Let's get her.
Thank you, baby. That sounded like Elvis.
We got to give her the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, she always tells me that I'm well-rounded, not just because of my belly, but because of I know a little bit about a lot of different things. So with the gentleman thing, it's just, obviously, I think as men, we should take pride in how we look. We should, obviously take care of our grooming, our hygiene, make sure we smell good, make sure our beard is well taken care of, make sure you got a great barber that keeps your hair on point.
Besides the last one, I think all of them were shots fired at me, bro. What the fuck?
What are you talking about, man? This occipital bush is on point, man. Look at that thing.
This little ting.
Look at that thing.
It's just when I talk to girls, I could be like, hey.
And then before we started, we came out here, and my wife said hello. What'd she say?
Who's this?
Give you a little compliment.
Oh, true. She says, oh, wow, you smell good, But I think it's because she's your wife and you're about that life. and it's a cologne that he recommended. So I think it was just a shout out to himself.
Either way, you smelled good,
Yes.
and it made a difference. So, it's just those things. And then on top of that, it's just me kind of talking about things that I enjoy. Obviously, I enjoy cigars, whiskey. Whiskey is something I enjoy. So it's me just kind of talking about things I enjoy, things I think men should look into, even if it's not something, not everybody likes smoking. Some people, are against it for whatever reason, health risk, whatever it is. You don't have to be a smoker of cigars to be a gentleman. It's just something that I enjoy. And then the other thing that comes from this channel for me is I get to learn more.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed whiskey, but now I'm starting to, there's a thing that I read that talks about enjoying whiskey versus appreciating whiskey. So you enjoy whiskey, you like how it tastes, and you just enjoy drinking it. And when you appreciate it, that's when you start looking into those aromas, the flavor notes,
How it's created.
yeah, how it's created, the story behind it, and all of those things. So I'm
Right.
starting to get a little bit more into that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not one that can, even with cologne, I'm not one that can pick out a lot of the aromas and the scent notes in a particular cologne. You've got guys out there that'll say, "Oh, this has ambroxan, this has, all these different notes." That's not me.
Right.
I can get basic stuff. I can tell you, oh, this smells sweet. This smells, fruity. This smells, I can smell tobacco, smoke, whatever it is.
Right.
But I'm not going to get into all this.
This
is
super technical
Yeah,
stuff.
cedarwood. And
Right.
Yeah, that's not me. And same thing with whiskey. I can, like, this is good stuff, right? This is your first time having this?
It's for, and when he told me what proof it was or volume, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this, but
And this is Jack Daniels.
man, this is delicious. And
Jack Daniels single barrel. Show the bottle, man.
it's delicious. Yo, JD, holla at me. You know what I'm
In
saying?
case anybody's interested in checking this out. Jack Daniels single barrel. I'm not big on Jack Daniels, Old Number 7.
Right.
The regular one that most people drink. I'll drink that with Coke. I
Coke.
can't really drink it straight.
Right.
But this, no water, no
No,
nothing.
no ice.
100
just-
proof, and it's not bad at all. So it's just me learning more, and then obviously sharing those nuggets of knowledge that I'm picking up as I'm
To this
going
guy.
through.
To this guy.
To,
And the rest of the world.
to everybody, man. To everybody that's following me. I've got a small audience right now, but I'm happy for every. I've
Person
got a
you
little
get.
over 2,100 right now. I'm happy
Nice.
for all 2,100 that I've got. Hopefully it continues to grow. So.
Hey, I don't even have 21, so you're blessed, bro.
Well, you
Yo,
start
Chris,
with one, and then
you
you
gonna
build
follow
from
me?
there, man. We're definitely gonna get you up there, man.
Yeah, no, of course. And it's definitely a process because you've been on YouTube for how long?
I'm gonna be coming up on 2 years in January. I started January last year.
2 years in January, and it's just been growing. It's we just had an incident today. Like I was at the shop, and they saw me packing everything up, and they're like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to Bobby's house, Robert." They're like, "Who?" Robert. And like, what? I'm like, he used to be my model and this and that. And they're like, it just wasn't click. I mean, I've had a lot of models. It wasn't clicking. I'm like, everyday gentleman. They're like, oh yeah, Bobby Knox. I was like, and that happens to me a lot as well.
That's you, man. Same
like
thing
people
with
don't
you.
know my name, but they know me by Leche. I have more people call me Leche than anything else. So,
Hence the new handle, right?
hence this Vaso de Leche or Hey Leche
Hey, Leche.
on Instagram. But yeah. So all right. So going back to everyday gentleman, one thing when I watch your channel is it's essentially being conscious of what we're doing, how we're looking, how we're presented, and not being so convenient about our life, putting a little bit more thought process on just how we from drinking, alcohol, smoking cigar, smoking a pipe, or even how we talk to people, or I mean, it really is from A to Z. And it is, like you say, it's an everyday thing, not just kind of like when I'm trying to impress somebody. If you will.
When you're out in public or
Right.
when people see you, it's not like that. It's definitely an everyday thing, and like you say, you gotta have with intention. Obviously, you do things when you're going to be around people. You want to present yourself in a certain way, and it's unfortunate that people judge you based on the way you look, but that's the reality.
Right.
So if that's the reality, then why not? It's almost the easiest, especially when you look at things like the way you smell, right?
Mhm.
That's like an instant thing. You can go to the gym, You can eat healthy and make your body look a certain way, but those things take time,
Right.
right? But putting on
Showering
a
is every day.
Showering, but
That
then
takes time.
You don't want to shower with cologne. But after you shower, you apply some cologne.
Right.
That's instant boost right there.
Right.
It boosts your confidence if you know you smell good, and then it boosts your attractiveness if somebody smells you and you smell good.
So you know our conversations. Let me play a little devil's advocate. So for me, like I was born and raised on the importance of the first impression, you know. But as I went through my process, and now I'm more at a stage as in, I don't need to impress you with the first time you see me. I just need to make sure you leave with the last impression, right? So I don't need you to like let everybody let the shiny things shine, and let me be the not so shiny but have value, if that makes any sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how can I say? Yeah, like, what's the point of having a shiny penny
I think I get what you're saying.
than a dirty dollar coin? You know,
It's kind of like, and you're a car guy, so you probably get this. The Pontiac Fiero.
oh yeah, that's
You-
a Ferrari.
you know you
That's
can-
a poor man's Ferrari. What you mean?
Well, that's what I was about to say. You can get a Ferrari kit for that, right?
Mhm.
And you could look like a Ferrari, but when you drive that thing, is it driving like a Ferrari?
Right.
No. So that is just the first step.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The way you look, the way you smell, that's your first step. You want to be able to get to the second step, but if you don't take care of that first one, you're not going to get to that second one.
Right.
So, having a certain appearance, looking a certain way, if you're trying to, attract a partner with girl, male, whatever it is, if they don't like the way you look from a distance, then it's going to be more difficult to, get to know the person if they're not even open to you even approaching them.
Right.
So the way you look, the way you smell, those things are just the initial thing to get you in the door.
Okay.
But then after that, it comes down to you, the kind of person you are. And that's why, I honestly, I haven't even talked a lot about style, especially with what's going on right now with the COOF virus, the COOF pandemic. I know you can't really say a lot of coronavirus stuff on
The pandemic.
pandemic.
I just call it the Rona.
The Rona.
That's it. It's just the Rona.
Whatever it is, what we're going through right now, people are a lot more relaxed, right? So I haven't really talked a lot about style. I've done some cologne videos because I still like to dress good. I still like to smell good,
Right.
and I still dress up from time to time. But most of the time, I'm still working from home right now, so it's not the same as when I'm going out on a daily basis.
Right.
So my channel hasn't really been a whole lot about style in the recent months.
You should do the Rona style. What you mean?
Right? I've seen people do that. I've seen people do.
If you're gonna wear shorts, wear booty shorts.
Or the gray sweats, I hear, is what women like right now. It's the male equivalent to women in yoga pants, as I understand it. I don't have gray sweats.
You don't? I do, and I was gonna wear them, but I went. I'm gonna go.
You don't need those for me, man.
I'm gonna go all natural. That's what you say, bro.
Yeah, you're
But
already past the first step.
A few cups. A few cups in, he changes his whole vibe. No. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, no. So just going back to it. So my channel, as of late, has been more about things that I'm starting to learn more because it's like I start, like I mentioned, learning about things, and then I just want to share that knowledge, right? So I like cigars. I'm learning more about whiskey. I'm learning about like allocated bottles of whiskey, things that are harder to find, and a little bit more of a background with those, understanding, different regions and why bourbon is called bourbon, Scotch is Scotch, Irish whiskey. It's all those intricacies, right?
Right.
And now I'm learning about pipe tobacco and those things. So it's, once you start having a conversation with somebody, once you pass that first step that we were talking about, then it's like, okay, what is it that this person knows? What's going to make this person interesting?
Right.
Right. And it can be a number of things that can draw you to the person. You just got to find that commonality. And the more that you know, the more interesting you are, the more you're going to leave that lasting impression that you were talking about.
Right.
Right. The more somebody's going to want to talk to you more because.
Do you see what he did there? Full circle.
It's just.
Oh, I almost hit you with. Oh, I'll give it to you.
Oh, there you go.
I wanted the applause. I almost gave you the wrong thing. Oh yeah, that was nice. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's just I've talked about it in one of my videos. Is the more that you know, the more interesting you are as a person, and the more you're gonna leave that impression, the more attractive you're gonna be to somebody, regardless of whether it's somebody you're looking to get with. Is somebody gonna want to continue to get to know you?
Just carry a conversation, right?
Right.
It could be a relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be a intimate one,
Right.
All right. So it works for business. It works for everything. So
business, friendships, intimate, whatever.
And so now we get the everyday gentleman. So I guess since even pre-Rona and even now, like, what do you think, or why is it important to be a gentleman? Like, I don't know if it's a lost art form, or do you feel it's a lost art form, or what? I mean, what is a nowadays gentleman? Do you feel like you got to bring back just bring back that tradition, bring back that culture?
I think part of it is lost nowadays. Unfortunately, I'm fortunate that my dad and also my uncles all taught me a lot of things as I was growing up. Right. Everything from the basics, which opening the door for a woman, or for just people in general, to some of the things that you've talked about in I like your tips of the day. Like giving up your chair for somebody. Just those basics of chivalry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The thing that's a little touchy now is sometimes people don't want you to do those things for them. But the way I see it is, if you open the door for somebody and they don't want you to open it, well, that's up to them at that point, right?
Have you ran into that? Have you ran into that situation?
Not me personally.
Yeah, neither have I.
But I've seen people, one of the things, for example, is this is a lot more common nowadays, and I've come across this a couple of times, pre-wife.
Okay.
But it is something that's come up where you go out on a date, and I'm always one that's like, I'm gonna pick up the.
Totally sidetracked. Sorry. Total squirrel moment. Okay.
Yeah, I was just looking to see what you were doing.
Total squirrel moment.
Yeah.
Because apparently,
I was giving her shit for that.
Apparently, we have Rams fan out here, but we caught her with Niner socks, baby.
Bang, bang.
Totally distracted, but
bang,
go ahead.
bang,
My
Niner
bad.
gang.
I apologize.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I was like looking down. I was like,
I saw you with the phone. I was like, wait, what is he doing? Yep. And I told her she bleeds red.
I know. There's no way around it.
But what I was saying is typically the gentleman thing is, you go on a date with somebody, you ask somebody out, or you just ask somebody to a lunch, right?
Right.
You invite somebody. Typically, you're going to treat, right? You're going to pick up the bill. But nowadays, you see where you might go on a date, and the person you're going with is like, no, let's split it. You know what I mean? So things like that I've come across. I haven't come across somebody getting upset because I opened the door for them or anything like that, but I have seen people say that. Unfortunately, nowadays, people get upset about the simplest things.
Right.
That's you can't control that.
I learned that's called snowflake.
You hadn't known that?
No, is that like a known thing?
Yeah,
Oh shit! I just learned today.
Snowflake. Yeah.
Snowflake is when hypersensitive people.
Hypersensitive, man. So and the thing is, I think this is another tip that you talked about, and it's something that I live by. Is you control what you can control.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's out of your control, there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
I can control trying to be a gentleman and opening the door for somebody.
Okay.
I can't control if they're going to receive that well.
React it, right.
If they do, great. If they don't, sorry.
Okay.
Move on. And you can still be a gentleman about it. Say, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to. If you're trying to pick up a bill and they say no, let's split it, then, you can kind of push on it. No, I invited you out. I'm going to cover it this time. Maybe next time you can pick it up. Things like that. I'm also of one that if somebody's insistent, then at some point it's kind of rude to not be
stubborn, right?
Yeah. Like if somebody's offering to, reimburse you or whatever, it's kind of rude to not accept it also.
Right.
So, you got to kind of find that balance. But, yeah, I mean, you control your part of it.
My favorite tips is No, it's either I pay or you pay. So we choose one, and then they'll say, "Fine, I'll pay," and then I'll just give my card to the server.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
And then they
excuse
settle
yourself.
down and they let their guard down.
Yeah.
I don't excuse myself. I'm like, who should pay? Come on. And
Yeah.
they usually choose me. I bat my eyes a little bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, there's times, my wife doesn't do it as much now, but there's times where we went out and she was trying to pick up the bill. She's like, no, you picked it up the last time. And I was like, all right, fine. And then as soon as the bill shows up, you just grab it, give it back. So yeah, I've done that. But you've never done I watched this in another YouTube video where they call it a power move.
Okay.
Excuse yourself from the table.
Oh, all day.
Go take care of the bill.
Yeah. I do that. I don't do it that often because I think they already know that I do that.
Okay.
So they're like, "Oh, where are you going? Where are you going?" I'm like, "No, where can I go? Can I go to the restroom? You want to hold my hand or like I'll play it off, you know?" But if it's even if it's in a group event or whatever where I know that I'm gonna take care of the tab,
Mm-hmm.
like before, I do it in the beginning. Now my secret's out. I do it in the beginning. So instead of waiting to the end, I'll tell the server like, "Hey, I'm taking care of the bill, so make sure it comes to
Bring
me."
it to me.
Like don't even bring the check.
Yeah.
Like just come to me and I'll give you the card and that's it.
Yeah.
So now it's like always
Server
a
knows.
step ahead, you know?
There you go.
That way they're like, "Oh, who paid for it?" I'm like, "Nah, you know what? Fuck it, let's just leave.
Yeah.
Like if we're running on a bill, you know, but
Yeah.
I had already taken care of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, going back to your previous question, yeah, I don't see the thing about the chairs, and this is why I talked to you about that when that tip was out there, because I see that a lot. We're out and about wherever, and I see a guy sitting down, younger guy especially,
Right.
and then I see a lady standing up holding a baby or an older person or just somebody that can probably use that seat
Better.
a lot better. And I never say anything because it's not my place to tell somebody what to do. You know what I mean? But I know that if I'm sitting down and I see a woman, a child, somebody come and they're standing up, I'd rather stand up.
So here's a perfect transition though.
All right.
Oh, I don't think the world's ready. What the fuck? They want equal rights. Why do men always have to stand? Let them stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that struck a nerve, guys? Did that struck a nerve?
That's that. I'm sure that struck a nerve. Can we say the snowflakes maybe?
Snowflakes are gonna get hurt. But it goes both ways, you know, like
No, I
there's
don't
like
disagree.
there's I was gonna say like there's machos, and I don't know how to flip it to machas, I don't know, but women who are like they're proudful of being independent, if you will.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean somebody can't do something for you either, you know?
Yeah. Again, control what you can control.
Right.
There's been many times where I'm sitting down, woman or somebody walks in, and I'm like, here, have my seat.
Right.
And they say, no, I'm fine. I'm like, no, go ahead, take it.
Right.
And if they say no, then again, like I said earlier, it's also becomes rude if you're too insistent on it. So then I was like, okay, well, I offered. If you didn't accept it, then, I did my part.
Right.
And that's the end of it. But, yeah, I think we can get into equal rights with other stuff, but that
Not
would
with
be an
being
episode in itself, I think.
Not with being a gentleman, right?
Well, with being a gentleman, I think it's just doing these things for, especially when you're considering a woman, it's just doing these things for a woman.
Courting someone.
You talk courting someone or just being polite in general.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If I open the door for somebody, it's not because I'm trying to court them. I'm just trying to be polite. I walk with my daughters, and I'll walk on the side closer to the street.
Correct.
Just because it's the polite thing to do.
Right.
I'll give up my seat for my wife and my daughters, just because it's the polite thing to do.
Lazy
So-
asses. Oh shit, she's right here.
You're about to get a chancla thrown at you, right? But so when it comes to those things, the whole equality thing to me doesn't make a difference. It's just, this is what I want to do. This is
Correct.
how I feel. This is how I was raised, and so that's what I'm gonna do. If somebody doesn't like it, like I said, it is what it is at that point. That doesn't change how I'm gonna behave.
All right. And for long term, like where do you see everyday gentlemen being like? I guess what's the message? Is it to influence more people to carry these what would you even call it? These morals or these traditions or habits? Like,
Yeah, especially things like that. I mean, obviously, I don't. If you enjoy whiskey, if you enjoy drinking, if you enjoy smoking a pipe, smoking cigars, those things, if you enjoy them, fine. But I don't want to be somebody that says you have to have this habit. You're not a gentleman unless you have a cigar,
So why'd you do that with me?
because you needed it.
Okay.
You needed a stress relief.
Yeah.
You needed a stress relief. I've seen you, man. Yeah, exactly. No, it's just those things that, like I said, it's just me sharing. Some of those things are about being a gentleman. The gentleman thing, if you think back to what it was before, there was kind of a being a gentleman put you in a certain class,
Right.
right? You think about the movie Titanic, right? The gentlemen were the first class passengers that were, in their suits when they went to dinner. It was just like this high society thing. And that may have been what the gentleman was back then. But to me, all a gentleman is now is somebody who takes pride in their appearance, takes care of themselves. You don't have to have a six pack, but you stay healthy, right? And you have a good knowledge base where you're an interesting person. Doesn't mean that you enjoy whiskey, cigars, or anything like that, but it's what I enjoy. Whether you're well-traveled, you're book smart, or you just read a lot of books, whatever it is, you just have information and just a lot with you that you can carry, like you said, conversations, and it just makes you somebody that people want to get to know more, get to talk to, and those things.
And one thing I do appreciate about you and your channel is that it's not about the facade, if you will. Like you're married. Like
Mm-hmm.
you already have somebody you've courted. You already have your queen and princesses. Yet it's a continuous thing. You know, as we all know, like relationship marriages, they tend to simmer down, but it's about just being conscious about, hey, how do I keep this? How do we keep this going? How do we keep it alive? Because it's about maintenance, if you will.
Right.
Not so much, like, oh man, now it's all messed up. Now I have to be this person again,
Yeah. No, that's one of the things that I talked to my wife about when we were dating. I told her, you're gonna change over time, right? Because that's just naturally what people do. You age, unfortunately. You're gonna get wrinkled and all of those things, right? You don't necessarily have control over those things, but you can control your behaviors. Right. I told my wife it would be unfair for me to look a certain way when we were dating, and then once we're married, I let that go, because it's like, well, now I have you.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. The bait and switch.
Yeah.
The way I see it is marriage takes work, and this is my second marriage. So, I understand that I go into, I've gone into both marriages expecting them to last forever.
Right.
But I also understand now that that's not guaranteed.
Correct.
Right. So you have to put in the work. You have to do the things. You have to continue, like you said, to court your partner, whatever that is. So it's continuing to do that, not getting lazy, not getting comfortable, understanding that you always want to work on getting them to fall in love with you again. Right. And continue to do that. So I always say I continue to date my wife, even though we're already married.
So devil's advocate again. So now let's pull in the equal rights. Is your wife gonna create her YouTube channel where she's got to be an everyday madame?
Everyday madame. I've been trying to get her on my YouTube channel.
That's a title right there. Everyday madame.
Everyday madame. Yeah.
Crazy. Sorry, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah. I've been trying to get her on my channel, and she doesn't want to be in front of the camera. She gives me good ideas, and she's been off to the side of the camera.
I think I've seen her shoulder her hand a couple times.
Yeah, you've seen her give me a cheers here and there. Sometimes when I'm making a drink, I'm making it for her.
Yeah.
But in front of the camera, not yet. But hopefully one day soon. I think she would be great in front of the camera.
Yeah, I think she would be great as well. She's high energy. Say it how it is, and is also very.
She's got a great smile.
Very madame like. What is the opposite of gentleman for a woman?
I think it's madame, or
madame, not lady. I don't know if women like lady because of the word laid.
Laid?
Like that's my lady.
Lady.
I don't know. Lady.
Or if you say it like in Batonese.
They don't like.
That's my lady.
That's my lady. I say, hey, that's my hyena. Hey, Ruka, come here. Yeah, I've heard like.
Oh, there goes the ash.
I know. I don't want that to happen, sorry. Yeah, I've heard like you could say guys, you could say boys, but if you say girls, all the girls over there they get offended or women. We need to get. I'm gonna get a. I don't know if it's a. What is it? Feminist? Yeah, feminist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want a feminist, but I want a strong woman that can see both sides. Because some feminists, or the ones I've encountered, have been like fighting for their rights, but then doing the same thing that men do to women about men.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's
Like, oh, men are trash. I'm like, wait, how you gonna be a feminist but you're
Yeah.
trashing the opposite sex?
yeah, and that's not how it is. The way I see it is, you have men who are trash, and you have women who are not very good women. We'll
Trashy.
say. You can say it for me.
Trashy.
So just because you're a certain gender doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You know what I mean? It's just how you behave. What kind of person are you? Are you the kind of guy that's just, machista, like you said? You know what I mean? That's like, no, make me a sandwich. You know what I mean? And just that's not how it is. It's balanced. Now, I think women do appreciate a man who's confident and strong,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a fine line between being confident and being arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you just kind of draw that. I don't think women really want somebody who's weak, who they can step on. Some women might enjoy that.
Say some do,
Some women, but
some dominant
at
women
least-
want someone to
least-
dominate. You know.
at least me.
Compa. He didn't make it.
We got a visitor.
He didn't make it in the shot.
He didn't make it.
Nah.
You might just see his little paws coming through.
Little possum.
He's gonna get some avocados.
Get it, boy. Get it. We all got it.
We were talking about a weak man, right?
Right.
So I know some women want that. They want to be able to control a man and everything like that.
Right.
And I don't want a woman like that.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, more power to you. I also don't want a woman that I can just control.
Correct.
I think you had said that earlier.
Right.
You want a woman who's strong, but also understanding.
Correct.
Right. That is willing to speak her mind, but also listen.
Correct.
And I feel fortunate that I've found a good one with Christina, because she is very supportive, but she'll also check me.
Right.
She understands the challenges that I go through and the challenges that we go through together, but she also understands that we go through these challenges together. You know what I mean?
Not get your shit together and let me know.
Yeah,
when
she's
when
like
it's fixed.
she's not like, no, go handle it and come back when you're ready. She's like, okay, how do we handle it? How
Right.
do we get past
And
it?
one thing I've been saying about that is that it's changed. It's not like I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking for a companionship.
Yeah.
And your companion, I mean, it could be a friend. Like, oh, he's my companion on this road trip.
Yeah.
Like, but it's not there to be like, oh, I'm not gonna help you drive. I'm not gonna pay for gas. Treat me to eat. Like that's not a companion on a road trip. That's just somebody that's just there for the ride. You know?
That's a companion, because when you think about a companion, what's man's best companion?
His dog.
And what is a dog? The dog gives you unconditional love, right? But the dog's not pitching in on all this stuff, right?
I'm gonna say false.
False?
False. The dog gives you attention. Now we're gonna get juicy in this conversation.
Oh man.
The dog is just like humans. Where people will give you attention and that quote unquote unconditional love because they are receiving something out of it.
Well, yeah, it's always give and take.
Don't feed the dog and he's gonna be like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna run out. Don't beat the dog or do anything. Like there's always gonna be an exchange of something, and when it's both sides, it works out. When it's not two-sided, then that's when things hit the fan.
Well, I agree with you there. I mean, obviously you can't be abusive or anything like that, and not feeding your dog is a form of abuse.
I don't know.
Kind of. But as long as you're doing your part in the relationship, I say unconditional because if you're in a relationship with a person and you get mad at them for whatever reason, right? You get over it like this, they may not be ready to receive you. But if you yell at your dog because they had an accident, they dropped something, whatever it is, and then you come back and say, "Come here, boy." Does the dog ever say, "Nah, you yelled at me a little while ago. You better go on with yourself"?
Yeah.
The dog's not gonna do that.
You know why?
Why?
Because when you treat them like dirt, they stick like mud.
There's some gunshots for that.
It's true.
Yeehaw!
I know. Hold on. It's like, let me say it again. It's because when you treat them like dirt, they stick like mud. So that woman comes around. She's like, "What'd you say?" I was like,
Yeehaw!
Nothing.
"Nothing." No, I mean, it is a sad truth. What I said. That's not what I do, but it is a sad truth that we are most of us search for acceptance. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get treated bad, we start wondering why don't they like me? Why am I still here? That's why people stay in abusive relationships, and whether it be in an intimate relationship or abusive friendships, like it's just it's always like that approval of hey, you know what, like I need to make it right. Why doesn't whatever it may be, but I think it's psychology. Like if you treat them like that, they stick like mud. I mean, shit.
There are
could
some
even
cases like
we
that.
couldn't even get into countries like this country. Like I don't think we get treated quote unquote how it should be, but we all stay here. Like ain't nobody leaving. So
Well, yeah. I mean, the way I see it is,
I don't know if that was a stretch, but
no country is perfect.
facts.
But I do think we live in the greatest country. I think when you look at other
I haven't
places,
compared it to any other ones, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've visited and I've known people that live in different places, and I've never lived in other places, but I do know that I don't want to live anywhere else.
Did you know? Total sidebar.
At least as of right now.
I learned this from Open Daily. Shout out. That NASA and Nokia are going to put 4G on the moon.
Really? When?
By 2028.
Is that preparing for us to live there?
I'm pretty sure they already have 4G there. They're just announcing it to us.
Because we have 5G here.
But supposedly, supposedly it's
the moon is behind.
so people can communicate and do video calls from the space shuttle. I don't know what BS they told us. I don't know too much about it. I was just saying I never lived anywhere else, and I thought, the moon. But
all I know is the plan is to get over to Mars, so I can see us bouncing off of it. I know there's SpaceX is doing a launch.
It's going to be way
space travel
beyond.
seems to be moving towards where it's going to be a lot more common, a lot easier, a lot less risky.
Way past our lifetimes, though.
I don't know about way past our lifetime.
Even our past our child's lifetime.
Things are advancing pretty quickly. I'm not saying we're going to be traveling to the moon like we traveled to Hawaii.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Yes,
I got it on camera.
We'll put some soda
you owe
in
me
there.
another.
But as far as having to deal with all the things like when we had the Challenger explosion and all those things, the high risk of travel back then, I don't think is going to happen, or the cost. I think we'll see that in our lifetime. I mean, it's already happening now.
I don't.
Time will tell.
Because what they were selling is like, yeah, you got to go to outer space, but it's just like, excuse me, like here's that's how much I don't know, but just the breach of you going to outer space and you're out there for like 30 minutes and then you come back in.
Yeah,
like that's what they're selling today, or we're attempting to sell at SpaceX.
That's step one.
But yeah, I don't see us Mars. I don't see us at the moon. I don't see it. I won't see it. I don't think especially the children I don't have, they won't see it.
As far as us,
because I don't have them,
settling on another planet, definitely not.
I don't know why.
But as far as space travel being a lot easier, that's what I'm talking about. We'll definitely see that. I think before, God willing, we live. I'm 42, so hopefully I have at least another 42 years on this earth. We'll see travel a lot easier. Because think about where things were in when I was born in 1978 versus where they are now, and technology is moving much faster as time goes on than it was back then.
Are you ready for my bar?
Your bar?
Yeah, that's what the cool kids say now.
You're gonna raise the bar.
No, I'm gonna drop some knowledge. No.
You're
All
using
right.
these. I'm 42, bro.
So yes, you said look at back when we're in the 70s and to where we are now, and I'm gonna say exactly. So in the 70s, we're able to fly to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if it's 70s, 60s. We're able to fly to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So we had technology way back then that would make us efficient today, but it's not out yet. Why? Because there's no money in efficiency.
Well,
There's only money. Like we can have
obviously money is always
we can have
always a
vehicles.
driving
We can have
force.
so much thing without oil, but there's no money in that. There's more money in oil. So there, I mean,
Oh, don't say that to Joe Biden.
the Biden, Joe Biden, Uncle Joe, he's Uncle Joe and Papi Trump.
Yeah.
But either way, like there's a lot more money in oil. I'm a big believer that there's more money in there's retention. Any good business wants repeat business. Hence, cures are quote unquote cures are not out. You know, we don't need cures. We need to keep you alive but not kill you.
We need treatments.
Yeah, exactly. Treatments. We need treatments because treatments makes us money, not cures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why bubblegum doesn't last forever. It loses its flavor. That could have been a stretch too, but
Did you say
bubblegum.
bubblegum?
Like they could have
They said bubblegum.
bubblegum.
Bubblegum Shrimp
I
Corporation.
think I'm getting this from Willy Wonka. Look at my source. You know, like a flavor that doesn't end, but I'm using it as a sense of like there's no business savvy in a bubblegum that has never ending flavor. You want
repeat
it to run
business.
out so they can keep buying.
Right.
That's how I was trying to connect it
You keep that market.
all day,
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. I hear you there. But, you know, we were talking about space travel. We're like all over the place with this conversation, man. But you know what?
This is actually our
You
everyday
know what?
conversation.
Yeah, this is our normal conversation. All we need is a chessboard.
Coming up next.
Coming up next, episode 2.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one.
2 hours of chess.
You know, I think that's why you have, especially now with all these private companies trying to work on going into space, because you want that repeat business. You have these rockets that can be used more than once. You know what I mean? Because the point is to be able to go. I mean, just imagine, even if it's that little, you know, off of the atmosphere flight. You know what I mean? Off the atmosphere flight. You don't think people would want to do that and do that more than once? Just to say, yeah, dude, I exited the atmosphere. I was in space.
For 80,000 trips.
I was well, right now. You know what I mean? But maybe they'll have
That's gonna be
maybe
the
there'll
new,
be a Groupon or something.
the new Disneyland. That's gonna be the new Disneyland ride.
Yeah. But
But before you get on, do you have your vaccine card?
Oh, man.
we're gonna end it there. That's it. We got cut off.
yeah. YouTube just banned you.
I'll cut it before that.
Yeah, don't get me started on the whole vaccine thing.
We're gonna get into that conversation offline.
Yeah.
But let's wrap this up. All right, Everyday Gentleman. I'll put his link in the bio or in the description. I'm still new to YouTube, but check him out. It's really helpful information, very informative, and it put me up on game. As he said, you know, his wife commented on my cologne, and really putting a conscious effort in just how we do our everyday things. And if we're gonna do it, well, let's do it at a high class level. Robert, aka Bobby Knox.
Elevated level.
Elevated level. Okay. I was just trying to connect.
Yeah,
to
no,
what you said earlier about Titanic, high class.
Yeah, here's the way I see it, man. Like, and we talked about this the last time you were here hanging out, where you have a lot of guys out there that say you need to wear this, it needs to fit you this way, you need to have this particular shirt or whatever it is, and that's all fine and dandy and all that. But the way I see it is, I want to give inspiration. I don't want you to. You know, if I'm drinking Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, that doesn't mean I want you to go out and buy Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. But explore some whiskeys like Jack Daniel's Single Barrel.
Right.
If I'm smoking a cigar, you don't have to smoke this particular one, but try out something similar. So it's inspiration.
Understanding what you're doing instead of just doing it because somebody
Right.
said so.
Yeah.
Know the why behind the things.
Yeah. I look at the way guys dress, and I look at colors they put together. I don't go, and if there's a particular shirt or something that I like, a particular hoodie, and you're like, you know, I like that hoodie, I'm going to pick it up, but I'm not picking it up because he's wearing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's because I like it. But the way I see it is, okay, I like how that shirt looks with those jeans, or I like the fit of those jeans, or whatever it is. So I take ideas and inspiration, and then I make it my own.
Correct.
So I want people to, you know, if you come to my channel, if you go to my Instagram, whatever it is, and you look at, even though I'm not posting a lot of style stuff there, but there's some old stuff.
Right.
If you look at those things, use it as inspiration. I don't want people to be carbon copy clones. There's too much comparison going on right now.
Don't replicate.
Yeah, I don't want people to just compare themselves to me. Again, I'm an everyday guy. I'm not, you know, the best looking guy. I'm not the fittest guy or anything like that. I just, you know, I just want to inspire you. If I inspire somebody to, you know, like I said, elevate their style a little bit, whatever that may be, whether it's, you know, you want to get into cigars, or you want to get into something that you know, you may not have felt confident enough before to get into, then I'm doing what I need to do. Even if that's just as simple as, like I said, you know, before all you would drink is Jack Daniel's Black, but you now understand. I had no idea before I started doing this that there were so many different types of Jack Daniels. All I knew was Old Number 7.
Old 7, yeah.
Yeah. And now, you know, there's the single barrel, there's single barrel select, and there's just a number of different Jack Daniels options out there. Some are better than others, and you wouldn't know that until, you know, you start learning about it. So if I inspire somebody to just get out and learn a little bit more about whatever it is, then, you know, I feel like I'm doing what I need to do.
Well, my man, you have definitely elevated my Vaso de Leche, the VDL. I appreciate you being here, baby.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Actually, I don't know why you're here. I'm actually in your place, so I appreciate you having me.
Well, we can't smoke inside your place, man.
Facts.
So. And I could take a bottle or two, but I can't take my whole bar over there.
Why not? Oh, I could bring my podcast to you, but you can't bring your bar and leave it there and just fill it up every time.
I'm sure you would enjoy that.
All right, guys. Peace out. Love you guys. If you guys are digging what you guys are seeing, by all means, like, comment, subscribe. Comment, do you really think if you treat them like mud, will they stick like dirt? You see, he didn't even catch it. I said it wrong. If you treat them like dirt, will they stick like mud? Peace out, guys. Love y'all. Deuce.
I don't know if we're going to be friends if we start talking politics.
Crack shot.
Leche.